A very good evening to you, esteemed viewer. It's a pleasure having you coming through. This is Church of Uganda Family TV, and this is Family Hour, empowering families one episode at a time. Today is a Wednesday, and as usual, every Wednesday we look at finances and wealth. Now, we know that on the road of wealth creation, everyone wakes up in the morning to work, to get money. Everyone wants to better their life. Everyone wants to build the wealth. But along the way, we encounter financial challenges. Some of these financial challenges are out of our lifestyle, but some are inevitable. They come by fate, if I can say. However, today we want to look at navigating these financial challenges while maintaining your faith and hope. Because when you lose everything, you lose the hope, you lose the faith, and you're going through financial challenges, then your end point is depression. But we want to see how you can go through the financial challenges, but with hope. Hope alive. With us is a guest who is a part of this program, and he's going to take us through our discussion today. This is none other than Mr. Jonan. You know, the name Jonan is shared in this place, so sometimes when you talk about Jonan, I see someone picking interest into the name. But it's a pleasure having you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening to you.
How are you doing, and how is everything?
Everything is okay.
From the last time we met,
we are moving on well.
Okay.
God is giving us the grace to go.
Okay.
Yes.
That is really very, very good. Of recent, the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs came out and made a statement and said the cost of living is too high these days. And of course, this doesn't go. It doesn't look different from what the outcry out there.
Yes.
In the people, where people decry increasing cost of living, yet people say finances are scarce. Yes. And all this. We must admit that somehow everyone in whatever they're doing, probably they at a point go through financial challenges. Yes. Now today we want to get to how they can go through this, but as usual,
yes.
First, greet our viewers.
Thank you, Adrian, and all our viewers on Family Television. I would like to thank the management and the Church of Uganda in general for this initiative of Family Television. The last time I was here, I didn't know that sometimes when we are talking here, we think maybe we are talking to ourselves, the three who are in the studio. But when I moved out last time, I've had different engagements about financial literacy, just because of Family TV. People went along to look for me, and they were blaming that we don't give them time to ask questions, we don't give them our numbers. So I can say that at least as the Family TV, there is a block they are building on this country, because of the people we are meeting. We are doing something in someone's life. As we are here, someone may not think about that, but there's someone who is being built somewhere in his room, wherever he is, that he's getting something to build and to grow financially.
Okay, that is interesting. Actually, surprisingly, one of the strategies that we are looking up for is to see how we can have a full engagement with our audience. So probably, but for time being, we can be sharing direct connects, or you can be part of this conversation on social media platforms, that is on YouTube, COU Family TV, on Facebook, and on X. Of course, when you send in your question, we shall be able to respond to it when we are here. Now, those that come in later, that is when now we shall need him directly to respond to that. But getting into the gist of our topic today,
Yes.
we're looking at financial challenges.
Yeah.
As a finance a literacy, I could say a finance consultant.
Yes.
What are some of the challenges that you can predict that can befall a person along the way? Some might be prepared for, or
Yes.
some might come coincidentally, or others come because of fate and situations at hand.
I may not say that there are many challenges, Adrian. In this life, actually, if we're talking about the issue of finances, we are encountering two challenges. One, someone is losing a job. Two, someone has more expenses than the income or than what he's bringing in. So those are the two major challenges. So we look at the challenges in employment world. I also look at the challenges in the business world. When we go to the employment world, people lose jobs, people are terminated over time, and these are challenges which come over their mind. Some would like to even kill themselves.
Yeah.
When you come to the business world, people have more expenses than what they anticipate. Someone started a business, let me say with 2 million shillings, but after somewhere he's seeing that the rent has accumulated, he has not bought in some things which are new in the business, the new stock, so you will find that he is having more expenses to pay than what he would be considering as profit. So those are the two major challenges we are incurring into the world today. But as we go on, our people must know that money is scarce. In economics, we say that money is scarce. Scarcity of money is one of the good qualities of a good money. So if money was there, like you move on the street and you just find money to pick, you would not motivate yourself to come here and work.
Yeah.
Would you?
No.
Secondly, there is also where people come and settle for less. I'll give an example. When we were coming in to apply to work here in Family TV, what were the prayers?
I pray that they give me the opportunity.
And behind that prayer, it was, God, if I just get this job, everything is done.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question? Is now everything done?
No. No.
So sometimes we get what we want and we settle for less. So after settling for less, at the end of the day, when your boss is saying, now, you know what, according to this and this, I'm terminating your contract. It comes abruptly. All contracts which have been terminated have not been prepared for. It just comes abruptly and the boss says, I'm terminating the contract. So after terminating the contract, what is the number B of you? What is number C of you? And what are you thinking about? That's why people end up like, instead now of doing the right thing, they end up stealing because they have no any other option. They end up lying. You have your friend from nowhere, you've not been seeing this person is called. He calls you and tells you, Adrian, I'm at police. Can you rescue me with 100,000? And he's lying you to move his life. But the actual thing, he's not at the police. You find people now going to borrow money which they cannot pay back. So all these are caused by the problems which are encountered by people, and these problems makes them to be stressed up. And the only thing we can help them now, it is not this emotional therapy of counseling and what.
Everything will be alright.
Yes.
Take heart.
They will need, what is the next move to pay my rent? What is the next move to get what I'm going to eat? What is the next move to find my children go to school? So when we come here like this, we ask our people to plan.
Okay.
People should always plan and know that now, as I'm planning my financials, tomorrow I'll not be working here. But what comes if I'm not working here? Will I again go back and begin crying for another job? Or I'll have something I'll be doing? So I encourage our people there outside there. Let them plan effectively. Have a budget which is balancing. Like today you have 20,000 shillings. You cannot eat something beyond 20,000 shillings. Go to something which is below your budget because you don't have a job. Or you don't have something you're doing which is going to give you other money to increase. As you have money in the pocket, the moment you release 1,000 from 20,000, it will be 19,000. And once it becomes 19,000, it will keep on dropping down. But you don't have something which is bringing this money, so it is something which is very bad and dangerous.
Okay. Now you talked about budgeting, and how can someone create a budget that aligns within their values and financial goals?
You just know what you're earning.
Okay.
It is a simple thing. You know what you're earning. People shouldn't copy what others are doing. The generation we are in today is the generation we find that people are just copying. He goes and finds someone or a friend is doing something, and he also wants to do the same thing. But if you're earning 300,000, what is your cheapest mean of transport? That's the first thing we consider. You are earning 300,000 a month. Those are 30 days. Within 30 days, every day, if you are counting for that money, is 10,000. But are you working for your stomach and for your movement and for your work? No. Whoever is earning every little money can have something to save. Last time when we were talking about mindset, and you asked something about how can someone save? Like if you're earning 300,000, I always tell people that there is a 50 to 30 to 20. 50% goes to the needs. There's water at home, there is your transport, there is medical, there is food, there is shelter. You are counting for the 50% of everything you are earning. 30% goes to wants. You get that? We are having needs
and wants.
Wants is taking 30%. These are things you can go without. Someone has sent you a message, give me 30,000, give me 50,000, give me 40,000. If that,
maybe they have a wedding and they have added you into their group.
Yes. If that person is not essential to you, don't. Or do what you can. But your budget should be within 30%.
Call you a miser.
Yeah. Your budget should be within 30%. Remember, I talked about the needs. These are things you cannot go without. As Adrian, the things you cannot go without goes for 50% of your earnings. The things you can go without and pick, like you have here Jonah, and Jonah is wedding. He's your good person. You've been with him here, and his wedding. You pick around the 30%, and is the budget you give to Jonah. Make sure that 20% which remains is saving. So you ask me, what about the tithes? It is on the needs. You get that? The tithes, offerings are on the needs.
Okay.
So that's the life people should live. People should live to budget. You are staying in Mukono. You are coming to Kampala, and you are earning 300,000. That's the money you're working for. First calculate, is this job, if I stay in Mukono, will it facilitate me to get 300,000 and I work in town? Why don't you come to Kibuli?
Where you can walk.
And come to town, work, walk, go back. Why don't you go to areas like Kalerwe, like Waise, where you can easily walk? You get that? So that
even if you're using transport is 1,000.
So that you can save, even if you're using transport 1,000. Let's go to the food you eat. You're earning 300,000, and you want to go and eat a plate of 20,000 shillings. That's not being real for yourself. You're eating 20,000. Those are 15 days of your work. How are you going to survive the next 15 days? So people should have a balanced budget. Know what you are earning. Even when you are doing business, count and calculate what you are earning. Don't go in expenses which can be avoided. If the expense you can avoid it, cut the expenses and make sure you're making profit in the business.
Okay. Now, what are the practical steps that individuals can take, especially to manage debt and reduce on their financial stress? Because financial stress is eating up people, especially the young ones.
Yes.
People have a lot of stress.
Yes.
And then at one point someone says, no one sent me for any amount of money. Let me let things be. But you realize that people are being eaten up by financial stress.
Yeah, that's true. People are being eaten up by financial stress. So, part of the answer we already just mentioned it. Good planning of your money will help you to avoid all the debts which are unnecessary.
Okay.
If you fail to plan for your money well, I'll try to avoid some people outside there who are watching us. Those who borrow money to eat. Those who borrow money for treatment. Those who borrow money to give a friend. Those who borrow money to please someone. They should completely avoid such things if they are watching us. I can only tell you to borrow money if you're buying an asset. That one I can say, you have a piece of land, somewhere they are selling at 12 million or 10 million, but you don't have that money at that time, but you have someone who can give you that money. Go and borrow that money. Go and buy an asset. One, you will have avoided tax. You're not going to pay tax, and you'll still be in business. And that's how the modern countries are growing up. For them, they borrow money and they put in the assets. By the time they're going to see, the asset has accumulated and their money is there. You get that? So someone is growing and is not paying tax. This issue of crying, the tax is eating me, the tax is eating me. Some people.
What about property tax? Don't you pay for property tax?
But the big chunk of money you've gotten from this piece of land, you don't even feel
the pinch of the tax.
the pinch of that property tax.
Okay.
I'll give an example. Like someone who has bought, let me say, a building, a building of 2 billion shillings today, in Kampala. That person, that money is multiplying almost by 1 billion. Is multiplying by 1 billion, and they don't buy these buildings to put people there. They buy these buildings to sell them. So the transaction comes in to the owner. The next day is moving out to another person. So the tax is paying is not feeling the tax which other people are trading and they're feeling that same tax. Yes.
Now, while people are going through financial challenges, are there mistakes they make in a way of trying to recover from the challenges they're in that eventually lead them into more stress?
Yeah, there are mistakes they make.
Okay.
One of the mistakes people make when you're in a financial problem is adding a debt on your financial problems. You already have a financial consequences somewhere, and you're going for another debt somewhere. So you're adding a liability on a liability. What I can encourage people outside there, that today, sometime I was talking to one person and I was asking him, how can I begin something without money? he gave me an answer direct. That today all bottling companies are recycling the bottles. If you don't have money, go outside there and begin picking the bottles. They will pay you.
But it is a meager pay. Someone would ask themselves, for how long shall I pick the bottles to raise at least 10,000? Because I hear a kilogram goes for about 250 shillings or 300. So someone asks themselves, how many bottles do I have to pick, and for how long?
It is intention.
Okay.
Yeah, it is intention. Pick the bottles. After picking the bottles, know that maybe if I continue picking the bottles, I will not make money. But if I begin now to fly the nuts, it can give me more money than
the bottles.
If I sell the eggs, can give me more money than the bottles. So pick intentionally to raise the capital where you want to go. You see, Adrian, getting money is the intentional thing. Sometimes I get questions, people asking me, what can I do to become rich? Becoming rich has no formula. Growing your money has no formula. But it is intentionality in you. That when I'm doing this, I have to change my life. All people who have changed their life, if you read their history, they have been intentional on how to accumulate wealth. You will not accumulate wealth if your mindset or if your hope and faith is down. Today, as we are speaking, we are some people who are there. What they say is one thing. Me, everything ended.
And someone else is saying, you don't even know what I'm going through.
Yes.
They're just there.
Yes. But no one needs to know what you're going through. Yes. Once you reach 18 years, you don't need people to know what you're going through.
Isn't it one of the ways you can get healing when you explain what you're going through?
You need to know the impact you are causing in your community. If you let your life to people to know what you are going through, then you are calling for people to cry for you, to mourn for you, which is not right. We grew up as men and we are being told that a man can never be defeated. Yeah. So a man does all what is possible to show that he can never be defeated. So as men or as people out there who have the intention of growing their wealth, multiplying money and making money work for them, they don't need to be defeated. Sometimes I can say, sometimes I laugh at other people. You wake up early in the morning, you find a message, give me 50,000, give me 30,000, give me 40,000, and these people are men. You get that? Meaning they are not thinking beyond just that comfort zone.
Maybe they have thought, and the only option they have is now getting into the circles they have to rescue them.
As a person who is growing, Adrian, let me tell you one thing. You don't need to show the people that your pocket or you're bankrupt. As a person who is growing, you need to show people, even if you don't have a coin in your pocket, in your wallet, you can tell them that you don't have a coin, but you can move. I can give you one of the practical examples I used to do. One day, as I was just becoming a young person who was growing, I knew I was not supposed to beg people money. But I was fellowshipping in some church. But I could move with my necktie on, my suit or winter suit by that time. You move very well to church, and you have the hanky which can polish your shoes and make it very clean. So you enter in the church and everyone says you are smart. But that person doesn't know that you walked to the church. You get that? As that person cannot know that you walk to the church, they begin building confidence in you because they see you smart and you don't beg money from them. They begin building confidence in you. One day they will give you money to keep for them without you asking them to lend you money. So the money you keep for them is the one which you work for you, and you even pay them without knowing that they lent you.
Or because when they look at you as a beggar, they can't trust you with their finances because they know you're not a good steward. Probably you'll have issues, and then before they know, you've already used their money. Well, let's take a short commercial break. When we return, we are going to start from there. Kindly stick with us. Welcome back from that break. This is Family Hour, and we are grateful to you who is watching us, who started with us, and you are still with us. For you who has just come in, of course, this is the second part of this edition of Family Hour. We are looking at navigating the financial challenges and how you can go through them without becoming a nuisance. When you keep your faith, you keep your hope, but not being a burden to others, because there are people have mastered. They know that in such and such a season, that person is about to come. That person is about to come, especially mid-month. The people you expect that they've not been talking to you, now you'll start seeing a WhatsApp message. Hey bro, or how are you doing? Long time. Then you know the next message is, I have a challenge, kindly lend me this amount of money, I'll pay you back at the end of the month. But now you've already affected the month's salary with a loan from a friend, which doesn't of course call for an interest. Now what is going to happen for the other expenses you're supposed to meet? So this shows that this will be the cycle you will have to go through forever and ever, until when you wake up from that comfort zone. But we are looking at that, and before the break we are actually looking at something very important. But now there is a concern. How can the financial challenges someone goes through be used as an opportunity for this person's growth and development?
We say in the business that everything you go through is a lesson. When today you are walking on foot to work, you are learning something. Because as you move, you are seeing people driving, you are seeing people in their own vehicles, you are seeing those on borders, you are seeing those on bicycles. So Every challenge you go through as a person, you are supposed to reflect in front of you. Let me use the word faith. You are supposed to have faith that today I'm going through this challenge, but let me do my work perfectly to get where I want to be. People forget that what they are going through is a lesson, and sometimes they rush. After rushing, they will crash. But when you see that the challenge you're going through is giving you an opportunity to maneuver and get where you want to be, then you will get an opportunity from that challenge. I'll give an example. Like in today, you are here broadcasting on family television. But there are things you might be going through tightly down there. And you say, let me keep the faith and work. When I work my best, I never know what will happen. And as you're working, someone is seeing you somewhere. You will find a call from nowhere. Edwin, I saw you on family television. Can you do for me this? You get that? You see, as you've been moving from the challenge, you get into an opportunity. Some people who are moving, like you're moving on foot and very committed, I've seen this happening. Someone on your neighborhood sees you moving on your foot. One day he stops by and asks you, what kind of work do you do? I've seen you committed every morning and you come back very late. What kind of work do you do? But you move on foot. You get that? So your commitment in the challenge can make it an opportunity. Not necessarily every challenge can give you an opportunity, no. But your commitment in that challenge you are in today can give you an opportunity where you're going.
Does it mean that you should not run away from that challenge? You should be still and go through it?
We don't run challenges away from challenges, but we solve challenges. When challenge come, you don't take off. But you find ways on how you can solve that challenge. And in business, if you find ways on how you can solve the challenge, you see that things comes to stabilize. Because we are talking here on Family TV, and you know, when God was creating a man in his creation, he gave a man challenges to solve. From day one of creation, Adam had challenges. So every man has to go through some challenges, and if you solve the challenge and make it better, then you get the opportunity to move to another step. All people who have made it in life, they did not just wake up early in the morning and they say maybe they are sleeping in Kampala. They woke up early in the morning when they are seeing themselves either in Kabiramaido. You get that? So he develops that mindset that I come from Soroti. I have to read. In that challenge of moving to school, when other people are going in the van, other people are being brought by the government vehicles, for him is using his foot to get to school. When he gets to school, he's reading. Within his challenge, he's reading to make his life better. You'll find that these people who used to use government vehicles to get to school, for them they did not realize that they have anything like a challenge in life. But this one who got the challenge before, you find him doing best than all these people. So a challenge can be an opportunity if you worked on it. But if you run away from the challenge, you will get more challenges in life.
And for how long shall you run?
Those who ran away when you are still in primary school and they dropped out from school, are you looking like them? I think they look at you and they say, I wish I stayed in school. So if you run at the challenge, you get more challenge, and you'll be overwhelmed and you'll become a beggar.
But of course, earlier as we are starting this discussion, there's something you talked about that was really very, very important, especially when people were trying to, when we were telling people how to budget. But what are some of the other skills or habits that individuals can develop to improve their financial literacy and stability?
One, today we have what we call social networking. I always encourage people to join groups which benefits them. Groups which can add on you. Groups which can help you grow. Groups which can challenge you. If you find people who are failing in life, check the group they are in. Check their WhatsApp groups. Check the line of people they talk to. You find that their area of life is under failure. But when we are growing in this life, make sure that you engage in groups which can help you. Be part of your community. Be part of your workplace. When there is a challenge, even if you don't have the 20,000, the 10,000 people can contribute, make sure you're on the list of that social network. Be on that list so that people can see that Edwin is ever on our list. When we are contributing for something, even if it is 1,000, make sure your name appears on that list. If you are in the church setting, find somewhere or find some people who challenges you in life. Tie yourself on them. Don't be the mediocres only in your only group. That for you, you cannot approach the other one, you cannot approach the other one. Move on, go to the other person, ask him, you look good, you inspire me. I want to draw near to you. I want to get something from you. So people will begin to get interest from you. But I always tell people, don't be a beggar. When you move next to Edwin today, don't go to Edwin tomorrow and ask Edwin, give me 20,000. Bro, I'm broke, give me 20,000 shillings. You are trying to break the relationship for you and Edwin. Talk about business when you are with Edwin. You know what? I want to do something, but I have this money. I'm lacking this money. You get that? So Edwin will hear inside his mind and say, maybe there's something he's doing. And when Edwin takes you progress, how you've been moving, will give you money freely. What kills people is begging. You wake up on a morning and you begin sending people messages. Give me money, give me money.
Whoever responds will be
them. But everyone is having what he's pursuing in life. So if you have a clear goal, you will not wake up early in the morning to beg people money, but you wake up early in the morning on the course of your goal, to work on your goal, and your goal will give you money. People should be attracted to you on what you're doing, and they will be able to give you what you want. So I always tell people, never be a beggar. Try to avoid begging people money. It will disconnect you from the group you are in.
Okay.
Yes.
That is actually very, very important. We know people who know individuals, and then the moment they see them, they're like, even when they have money, they don't get better because they know each time they see, and that this time when you don't ask for money from them, they'll ask what the problem is, because they have known you for that. And I think it is really very bad to be known because
as a beggar.
Of that. Yeah.
It is very bad to be known as a beggar. People will begin running away from you.
They'll begin dodging your phone calls, and then they'll send you a message, I missed your call.
Another thing I wanted to say about that, when you are in the network of people and you have borrowed money from your friend, pay it back. It's a very good discipline to pay that money on the agreed date. We agreed on tennis, you're going to pay my money back. Pay that money on tennis. If I told you to pay the money on tennis, call that person and tell him, you know what, my agreement is on tennis, but I have failed to pay that money. So give me some 2 weeks or 3 days or 5 days or 1 month as I collect the money. Even if we will argue that you told me on this day, but you have called that person to show him that you didn't get the money. There's something you're reflecting, other than keeping quiet and starting to hide.
Thinking that they know what you're going through.
No one knows, and everyone is going through something.
Just that they've not shared with you what they're going through. But in that same sense, how can individuals reframe their mindset around money and wealth?
It is just the way they think. The other week we talked about the belief of some people.
Yes.
Some people, they believe that they have failed completely in their life. And they believe anything which comes out, do. Once a person begins to say that anything, you go to ask for a job, they ask you, what can you do?
Anything available.
I cannot employ you. Because you want anything, and you cannot do something. So you are for anything. I cannot employ you.
How much do you want to be paid? Anything on the budget?
Anything on the budget. People should know their value. They should know their worth. They should work for themselves. They should package themselves to get where they want to go. Today, if you're going somewhere, you need to know that now I'm going somewhere. I need to do this. I need to do this. But within packaging yourself, as you grow up, as you do something, packaging yourself begins from the first thing you begin to do. If you are employed somewhere, that employment can give you another employment because of your packaging. And that employment can also take you to another employment because of your packaging. If you package yourself well, people will identify you from where you are, and they will call you to do something for what you do. I've done many things. Personally, I've done many things which I've not applied for. You get somewhere and someone gives you a call and say, come, I've identified you, you are the one to do for me this. And you are doing something in 2-3 hours which gives you money, you earn a full month. So if you package yourself well, God anoints you to do what others have not done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, is contentment a good thing during financial difficulties?
No. It's not a good thing.
Why?
Contentment is like mlugano
okwegumya okwekubagiza such things. Yes. I thought it is one of the ways of saying, okay, things have failed, admit that they have failed, and move on.
Men are not supposed to admit that they have failed.
Hey.
At the first level, you are not supposed to admit that you have failed. You failed today, and tomorrow you see that opportunity is coming within that failure. Once you fail today to get the other business, and you keep sleeping, you will never get another business. Let me give an example. There are some people who are doing business, which we call government businesses, and the other organization businesses, where they go and they bid for those businesses, and they get to fill the bids, and they complete the bids, and they take them back. So you may bid a business today and you fail to get it. But people who overcome, they bid today, they fail to get it, they go in the newspapers tomorrow, they get another business, they bid, they go another, they get another business, they bid. They can bid for over a period of time, but they bid one business and pays all the bills they have lost in the other businesses. Okay. So when you give up on business and you begin saying, maybe God created me like this, maybe our family will never advance, maybe we are here like this, then you have become a hopeless person. And once someone becomes hopeless, just know that his life is done. He's going to be based on people like Jonah goes back, you are our community man, please give me 20,000. You get that? And that's how you find people going into drinking, unnecessary drinking, which cannot pause their life or push their life somewhere, because they think they have ended there. They cannot move any further. So the only resort which can take their life is drinking. And that means that they have finished their life.
This is interesting, especially today's topic is really interesting. While you talked about something to do with building networks,
Yes.
building a social cycle, but at what point should someone build that support network? Is it during the challenges, the financial challenges, or you build your network before the challenges, that when they come through, this support, this network can come in handy?
You can't build your network in challenges. We are talking now to people who are working. They have not yet gotten into problems.
Things are still smooth.
Things are still smooth, are running, are doing well. So build your networks now when you're still working. Someone at your company is going to wed. The list is moving. Be part of that list. Someone at your church is going to wed. People are contributing. Be part of him. You are in the community, they are collecting money to make the road. Put there 10,000, 5,000. Make sure your name is on the list. That's how we build networks. Because someone will identify you and say, you're really a faithful person. In money there's what we call stewardship. Stewardship. Someone who can keep money well. You are a good steward. So giving back to people who are in problem is also one way of building a network. But you can do it now as you get to job, as you working now, as you're doing that business circle somewhere. On that building, you're not there alone. On that building where you're doing business, at least you have people who come and buy. There is a community person who has passed on. They are coming with a list. Please stand with us. For you are chasing them, go away. Me, I'm doing business. For you, you do your community things. So they will also run away from you
when you need them.
Okay. But when you build that network right now, many people will come because you are a good person. You've handled your money well. In money we have also what we call giving. Giving is good. But as I told you earlier, don't give beyond your earning. Don't give because someone or your friend has given in the church 2 million. You're also giving 2 million. If you cannot afford 2 million, don't give 2 million. Give what you have. Give what you have. People should polish their mindset. There are some people who go to churches and they say, give everything you have and you move on foot. You get that?
Faith.
Faith is there. But faith does not teach you to be stupid. Faith teaches you to understand the principles of God and how God works. So it doesn't teach someone to be stupid and irrelevant in the community. So you've given what you have. You're going to Busia. You've given everything you have in Kampala. You begin begging people. I don't have transport to go home. Whatever I have, I gave it to God. So how will people count you? Will you be a relevant person or a stupid person?
No.
You'll be a stupid person automatically. So whenever you have faith, it doesn't mean that faith is going to make you a stupid person. But you must be relevant in your giving.
Well, as we wind up this discussion, when you encounter financial challenges, they come with a setback. And there are moments where you really can't swallow the shame in a setback. For example, you've been having this progressive business, and now things are not working out. There is an overturn, and probably you've lost the business, and so you're getting back to scratches. And so that comes with shame, it comes with guilt. So how can someone avoid feelings of shame and guilt when they're going through such situations?
One thing you should know is it is always better to begin from zero than starting from up.
Okay.
When you begin from zero anything and you come back to zero, you can still go there and begin afresh to do something. But when you begin from up, today you are here, you don't have anything, someone comes and gives you 1 billion shillings. You jump, you've gotten that money, you invest that money, and it fails. When that money fails, you will not have hope inside you. But the other person who grew 200 shillings to 2,000, to 20,000, to 200,000, to 2 million, to 200 million, will always come back to normal and say, oh, things, that's how it happened. But I started from 2,000. I can still go back to where I came from. One thing I can encourage people is that in every business we do, so one day, one time, it may be a setback to you. It may fail to work out. You may have debts. Some businesses are taken by the taxes. Others are taken by rent. So as you do that business, in the good time of business, try to invest some money somewhere in what we call an asset. Now, like today we are talking, the year is coming to an end. You know, people have prayers everywhere. They have prayers when it comes to 31st. I just want that person who is watching us to reflect which prayer did he had on 31st when the year was starting up to today, and ask himself, what asset has he bought after working all these days, January, February up to December? What asset have you put in money? If you've not bought any asset, then you ought to fail, because you've not planned for your life well. You've eaten everything you worked for. And people should know that an asset is not necessarily 10 million, 50 million, 60 million, or what million. An asset can be of 500,000. So I encourage people outside there that everything small you work, make sure every year you put there an asset. This asset can help you in the time of scarcity. When everything has gone, you focus on that asset and say, I have my land there. Can I sell this land to have 500,000? If you sell this land to have 500,000, it will give you the capital to begin doing another business. But if you didn't have that kind of asset, you ought to fail in the life. You will become now someone who will be a nuisance to everyone and to people around you, and they will become cursing you for nothing. And you have to know that no one likes anyone who doesn't have money.
Sure.
If you had money today and money goes, and everyone understands that this man has been having money, now he doesn't have money, they all run away from him.
Exactly.
Those who have been calling you, you wake up early in the morning and you don't see any call on you, because people know that you're bankrupt, you don't have any money, they have nothing they need from you. So people should prepare for their lives.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much, and kindly give us your closing remarks as we wind up.
My closing remarks today, it is going to come from the scripture.
Okay.
It is going to come from Matthew 6, 25. I would like people outside there to trust, to put their trust in God. When things fail in life, trust God. When you trust God in your life, God will be able to give you what you don't have. And I also encourage the young people. The young people who are watching us, they should stop only being beggars in politics. You know, the young people shouting for nothing. They wake up early in the morning, they begin shouting, this government should go. You get that? His father, who was there 40 years ago, right now he's at 80 years, and the government has not gone. So instead of fighting the government should go, find what you can do to change your life. Don't move on politicians every day, but find something you can do to change your life.
Thank you so much, and of course, thank you so much to your viewer. Find something to change your life, so that that government you want to see finds you already on the way, because the government, whichever government will come, will not bring food on your table. Therefore, it's high time you woke up and looked out for ways of bringing food on your table. Thank you so much for watching. I have just I'm informed that we have people watching us from Bali. Thank you so much, John, Jimmy, and the colleagues, and of course very many other people from wherever you're watching us from. We are glad that you are watching Church of Uganda Family TV and Family Hour. Thank you so much. And of course from the entire team, Jonajal, Muhumza, Alan, we wish you a blessed night. We meet again tomorrow.